What's going on, everyone? Cruzin Podcast. We are here. We are back. We want to talk about today. I want to talk some Mandalorian, some Star Wars, because I did find out more rumors, more news stuff last night, watching and doing some research. With the Investors Day, everybody was talking about, obviously Disney announced a lot of Star Wars content, and which is good, but I also think bad because I think they're going in that route of quantity over quality, because there's some good shows that they announced, but then there was also some shows that I don't think were really, at least for me, I don't really care for. But the shows that I do care for are shows like Ahsoka, the Boba Fett show, Mandalorian Season 3, maybe The Bad Batch. The Bad Batch looked pretty interesting. Stuff like that. The other shows, but there's like 6 more shows that they announced, which I feel like is a little too much, where we're gonna get overwhelmed. This has been a good year for Star Wars. We got the last season of Clone Wars. We got season 2 of Mandalorian, which I think both were helped bring back Star Wars fandom. You're even wearing the Mandalorian jacket. I think you can show it to the camera if you like. Yeah, Josh got actually a lot of compliments on that in the theater, which is kind of interesting. It reminded me, I think, of where Star Wars is going, where I think it's bringing back the fandom in a positive way, and instead of this divisive way, where it was either you liked Last Jedi or you didn't, We were at the theater, and I think it was like two workers back to back at the theater. They saw his jacket, and they're like, "Oh man, Mandalorian, right?" And then we were talking about the show, and they were like how awesome it was, and they were saying how, yeah, man, it was like better than the movies.
Yeah,
better. That's what I think they both said it.
Yeah.
Better than the movies, right? I was like, yeah, and it was kind of interesting how that worked, because that never happened with the movies, with the sequel trilogy. It was very like divisive. People weren't sure whether to talk about it or not, and it was pretty cool to kind of have that moment again. Being in the theater and like being excited about Star Wars. They're like, "Oh, dude, I can't wait for the Ahsoka show and this and we're talking about the season 2 of Mandalorian, which we are going to talk about. So I'm giving you a quick spoiler warning if you haven't seen it by now, just in case, because it's a big spoiler. So we're going to talk about that now. But it was really cool how I think Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni are really bringing back the Star Wars fandom. Mark Hamill came out and said with the hashtag thank you John and Dave for Mandalorian. Things like that. Now, I do feel like there's 2 sides of Lucasfilm right now. Everybody's kind of on the same page with this, where you have like Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni side, and then you have like Kathleen Kennedy side, and it's like 2 completely different types of content. Where Kathleen Kennedy is clearly not a Star Wars fan. Look at the sequel trilogy. What she has done has not been good. It has not been well received by fans. Then you look at Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni with the Star Wars Clone Wars in season 7. Oh my! Ow, my leg! What he did with that was a great ending. That was awesome. We felt, oh, that's peak Star Wars right there, And then we got Mandalorian season 2, where there were some moments there where we felt we got some peak Star Wars again. And we're going to talk about Mandalorian season 2 right now. So just, if you haven't seen it, you can always come back. But the season 2 was great. We're late, but whatever. We want to talk about this with you guys because, it's Star Wars, and we've been bashing Star Wars for a while on the podcast. So it's nice to have good Star Wars this year, and Mandalorian with the Ahsoka, Boba Fett, and then the big Luke scene when he comes out at the end, which you just told me before we started talking about this. Gina, I don't know her last name, but is it Carreno? Gina Carano,
I think,
or something.
I don't know. I don't know how to say it.
But who plays? Oh my God! Can you check? Yeah, check on your phone. Check on your phone.
It's Dune. Cara Dune.
Cara Dune. That's why I get her name mixed with the character. But she was saying on an interview that in the script the script didn't have Luke's return written down. So when she read the script, she didn't even know who was in it. No one knew, which is interesting because when we saw the Mandalorian making the behind the scenes featurette that they do on Disney Plus. That wasn't in the documentary as well.
Yeah,
they cut that out. Like, not that they cut it out, they just didn't even film it. So that, I think, if I'm not mistaken, they said it was like a really small crew. I would assume it was a really small crew.
I think it was like Mark Hamill and Dave and John.
And the cast. Oh well, yeah. Gina said that.
No. Like no one knew. Not even the cast knew.
No, but didn't you say that she didn't know when she was reading the script until she saw him on set?
That's it.
So
no, they only knew the day they filmed it.
Yeah, exactly. So that must have been just the cast, maybe a few camera people, and that's it. Because not even the documentary crew was there. I'm talking about
like the secret for like the whole year. It was probably just John and Dave.
Oh yeah,
and Mark Hamill.
And Mark Hamill.
But
I can imagine Mark Hamill kind of like, you know.
But the day of filming, that's just the people that are there. But they didn't know until they filmed it.
And then they probably had to like sign some NDA and.
No, Mickey will kill you.
Mickey will leave you a little threat there at the front door.
It's like Mickey's head cut off with a bullet hole. It's like them watching. It's like Mickey.
Don't try it.
It's like Mickey in the car just like looking at you as he drives away.
With Goofy.
With Goofy. They're both looking at you. You motherfucker.
Don't spoil this. That is impressive to over a year like that.
It's like Goofy.
Goofy with the stiff head. You know, but it is impressive over a year. No spoilers in an age where everything is spoiled, which is awesome.
There's a leak.
Yeah, and then Mark Hamill, obviously really excited because that's the Luke that people have been dying to see since Force Awakens was announced. That's the Luke we've been wanting to see since the end of Force Awakens, I would say, because the end of Force Awakens is pretty obvious that how he looked in the end of Force Awakens and the beginning of Last Jedi is two different things.
Let's not talk about this.
Yeah, no, we're not talking about that. But so this is the Luke that people have been wanting to see. You know, the emotions came out. People were crying. I know, like Star Wars Theory cried when it happened. It's so exciting to see. I remember
he was crying.
Yeah, I remember I was because I was quarantining in my room, and I was watching it by myself, and you were watching it downstairs. But I think I was watching it first because you were delayed.
Because it wasn't working.
Yeah, so when I was watching it by myself, I remember I was sitting on the bed, and I was literally just like, my mouth opened, and I was excited. I got like goosebumps. Because I didn't want to believe it, right? Nobody wanted to believe it at first. Even Star Wars Theory, when the X-Wing comes in the shot, and then Cara Dune is like, oh, X-Wing? You know, great, we're saved. You know, she said like a funny, like, you know, what is this going to do?
One X-Wing's and save us.
You know, with the snarky remark. But then when you see the robe, right, and walking down the hall, and then like Grogu's like looking at the screen, like tapping the screen, and he felt like the connection, and then the music started hitting. When the music started playing, that's when, I don't know what it was, I was like, I remember even Star Wars Theory, when we watched this video, he was like, but he didn't want to say it yet. He didn't want to say it. He was
clenching those cheeks.
Yeah, everybody was clenching. I remember I was like a little kid. I literally felt like a little kid. It was so weird. And then we start to see the lightsaber, and he's like destroying the droids. And I was like, oh, is that? I didn't want to believe it. So, you know, he had a robe on, and you couldn't tell the color of the lightsaber because it was through the surveillance footage. And then you see it when that green lightsaber shows up. I was like, no way. I was so excited. That's when Star Wars Theory broke. He was like tearing up. I know Kevin Smith cried. That was such a great scene. And then when he flips open the robe.
I thought it was going to be like Sebastian Stan.
That's a lot of people were thinking that. But it was the right choice for this moment.
But they went with the de-aging.
We needed to see
Luke.
Luke. This at least this time, because people, I think, were so caught with that bad lasting image of Luke in Last Jedi, and we were stuck with that. This was so refreshing, and I mean, even Mark Hamill himself said, "Thank you." He said, "Sometimes the best things come when you don't expect it." You know, and he thanked them himself on social media.
With a peck rap.
And he retweeted a video that was talking about, oh, this is how you treat Luke the right way, and it's true. That's the Luke that we've been expecting and waiting for. You know, it was such a good scene. Great season, by the way.
Such a simple thing. Like, just make Luke a badass.
Have people who know Star Wars make Star Wars. It's as simple as that. Seeing Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau work together is so awesome. Because
it's 2 kids in a playground.
Yeah, and Dave Filoni is such a hardcore, like, he knows everything about Star Wars. So Jon Favreau goes through him first, and then they kind of decide, and he approves it.
Jon Favreau is like the filmmaker, and Dave Filoni is like the hardcore fan.
He's the overseer. He's like, I don't know if that would make sense in this because of Star Wars, because of this, and he'll explain it to you, you know. And this season, it was a great season. I mean, we got Boba Fett, we got Ahsoka, we got Bo-Katan. And the crew, Thrawn. They mentioned Thrawn, which, by the way, I was watching some Geeks and Gamers. I like Geeks and Gamers. Sometimes they get a little too much, but there's times that, I enjoy it. I watch them. And they were talking about, there's this rumor going around of Robert Downey Jr. playing Thrawn. There was a rumor going around about that. I don't like that.
Yeah, rumor. But I saw there on Twitter that that he asked him, like, he wants to play a Star Wars character.
Robert Downey Jr.? Oh, so maybe but I don't see him playing that character. I can see, like, a Benedict Cumberbatch, maybe.
Yeah, Benedict Cumberbatch is like the dream role.
Yeah,
that's like the best.
He has
role.
The voice. He has the acting.
No, and he has that scary look. He knows how to do like he has like I forgot which movie it was. Was it 1917? When he was looking at the kid, he's like when he told him "Last Man Standing," like he has that look.
He has the intimidating look.
He matches.
Yeah.
Rather Junior, he's too much like improv.
Yeah, he doesn't do well with like a set script. That's why he did it for Gravity. With Sandra Bullock, he didn't do it because he's not comfortable being in a tight space and not being able to improvise, like having a set.
Because if you notice with his movies, he's constantly moving. He's never still in a scene.
Yeah, and he's
never still. He's always touching something.
He's able to bounce off his lines a little bit and like kind of improv it, add a little something, take away a little something. There's some movies that you can't do that. Some movies can't. Yeah,
like he can't do it in a Quentin Tarantino movie.
Yeah, Tarantino is like
you have to follow what he has.
Read my script. Yeah, that's a rumor. I don't think it's true, but it's interesting.
But I did I heard that too, that he wants to be in Star Wars. Probably because since Kevin Feige is doing...
That's another thing I wanted to mention now in a sec. But, with the Ahsoka, Robert Rodriguez did amazing with Boba Fett. That was so good. His comeback.
She does a great job as Ahsoka.
Yeah, and seeing Boba Fett...
What's her name?
Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she's great.
And seeing Boba Fett come back, all these characters come back in the best way possible... And I love what Dave Filoni said in the making, in the behind the scenes. He said, there's nothing wrong. Like, we bring these characters back. It's okay to bring them back if they serve a purpose in the story. That's when I know I can bring them back. And I think it was kind of dishing a little bit at all these haters that think bringing back old characters is like fan service. Like, no, like if it's done correctly, right?
Yeah.
If they serve a purpose, then there's no, and it's true that right now they're all serving a purpose. And I think he's doing a great job. Him, Jon Favreau. Now they have Robert Rodriguez working with them for the Boba Fett show, because I think Robert Rodriguez did amazing. The fact that he choreographed that fight, the intro, like the opening scene of Boba Fett back with his kids with a little camera and toys, just like how he used to do when he was a kid, and then showing that to Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau, like this amateur home footage. And he used toys and his kids to show the opening that he wants to do as like a pre-visual, you would say. Because in Hollywood, they just do a pre-visual. And he just did it at home. And that was so cool seeing that. Because they really are just like Star Wars fans, like these kids making their dream project, And I love what he said. He's like, I wanted to treat him like if this was the last time we would see him, you know, in that episode, to give everything he can up to Boba Fett. Like, this is his episode or his moment.
Yeah, because they could have just done him getting the suit and that's it.
Yeah, like very half-assed and then like tease it for the next season. But no, he's like, no, I wanted to do it like if this is the last time we're gonna see him, to give him that, like, boom, he's back. And that's exactly what he did. He did a great job. So he's overseeing the show.
It's crazy. They're saving Star Wars and they're bringing back the classic, like, wait a week format for a show.
It's been really fun. It's been really exciting. And it's just interesting because there's this constant, and it feels like it's kind of true, this rumor of the quote unquote civil war going on with Lucasfilm, where half of Lucasfilm is like Kathleen Kennedy's kind of like area where they're very against old characters.
Well, supposedly a lot of people supporting her have not. That's it. They're not supporting her as much anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on there because it's true. Like Kathleen Kennedy stuff.
Because they're seeing the Mando.
Her vision is about forgetting old characters.
Well, because look at the park, the show. Not the show. The movies. Everything she's touched has failed.
Yeah. And because her vision is about forget about the old characters. Let's push new characters. Let's push all these other stuff. Her ideas are not great. If there's any ideas, because then she allowed the sequel trilogy to happen that had no plan. That's been proven by actors. All the actors have come out saying
Daisy really like confirmed it.
So
2 weeks before.
Yeah. So.
Damn.
That's that, right? Then you have, but Dave Filoni, Jon Favreau with the Mandalorian, now Ahsoka, Boba Fett. They have this whole thing going on. What if they had done the movies? You know, it's over now. It's too late. But there's rumors about maybe using these shows as a way to retcon the movies, kind of detour from that storyline.
Yeah, hopefully.
You know, rumors about the parks, the Galaxy's Edge, kind of changing up the timeline where we have Mandalorian there, Ahsoka, all the characters from the Mandalorian timeline, and kind of push away a little bit.
If you have Baby Yoda in that park,
you have Baby Yoda, Mando, Bo-Katan, right? That crew, Ahsoka, Luke, Boba Fett, Moff Gideon coming in somewhere.
That's it.
That's perfect.
Or like that.
It's a mix of old and new.
Yeah.
That's the perfect mix. That's all we wanted. We didn't want this thing of
you can do the sand people.
The sand people, if you want, yeah.
It's whatever you want.
Because it's a perfect mix of.
And you
both.
make like a Baby Yoda, like little robot thing.
Yeah, little animatronic going around, or Mando with the Baby Yoda taking pictures. It's a mix of old and new characters. That's all we wanted. I don't know why this idea of we need to just get rid of the old. This is the Skywalker saga, okay? Like, that's not how this works. And, you know, that would be so cool. And maybe they are. I hope Disney is kind of like analyzing this for a second and realizing, look at the Star Wars fandom right now, how it's coming together. It really is. And it's because of Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, Clone Wars, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
And I know Ahsoka would do the same.
Yeah.
And, you know, Boba Fett. They're bringing back old, they're bringing in new, and it's working perfectly. And Mandalorian Season 2 is great. The ending, we have no idea where it's going now. No idea where it's going, but that's exciting for a show.
It's just a little delayed, which sucks.
Yeah, but I get it because we're getting
Ahsoka
and Boba Fett, which those two look pretty interesting. I don't know. It's a good time for Star Wars right now, but also what I was reading up is why, because they just announced about the Kevin Feige movie, the Star Wars movie.
Oh yeah.
But they were talking about, okay, but why wasn't this shown at the Investors Day? Right?
Yeah.
His movie's happening. He got a writer for it and everything, but why wasn't it announced at the Investors Day? Like, what's going on there? That is weird why they wouldn't announce it. They announced Patty Jenkins doing Rogue Squadron, which, to be honest, I don't know if I want another like pilot. You know,
Dude, I'm over pilots.
Yeah,
man.
like Rogue One was basically kind of that.
Tired of pilots. I want Jedi.
The game, right? Wasn't the game called Rogue Squadron?
Yeah.
It was, right?
Squadrons.
Just squadrons, pilots, same thing. Why aren't we getting some Jedi stuff? People love the Jedi. People love the Sith. Why aren't we getting anything like that? You know, that's what's frustrating me right now. because Jedi Fallen Order, the game, the only reason we got Jedi was because the studio fought for it, the game studio.
Yeah.
Because Disney was like, oh, but does it have to be Jedi? Can't you just do like blasters?
Yeah.
Like, use blasters. So what?
I think they want like a Mando or something.
Yeah. So it's like, what's going on here that they don't want to implement like lightsaber battles or anything?
God, I think
is it because of the violence?
The slashing.
So I'm not a
because look, yeah, we got Fallen Order, but you can't show them like cutting off limbs.
Yeah. Or even
like
just, like,
or the mark
wounds,
or the little holes
or something. Yeah.
So
I don't know what's going on there because Mandalorian I love again.
I guess it's to show that they're killing people.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because if you notice in Clone Wars season 7, like when they're fighting droids, even that was scaled back.
Yeah.
And that was droids.
Yeah, look at Mando season 2, which I loved it because every director they had on there did so good at pushing the edge with the action and, you know, especially Robert Rodriguez. I think he did great with Boba Fett's scene and everything. But you can tell that they have to scale it back. Like, they push it all the way through, but it's like there's a line. You can tell that there's a line there. But the season was great. It exceeded my expectations. I thought it was really good. Now it's just a matter of seeing where it goes from here. Because that ending, now, you know, he's got the Darksaber, Mando. He's with Bo-Katan in this group. I think now it's really going to be about that siege of Mandalore and taking it back. And I do think we'll see Grogu and Luke again.
Maybe.
I do think so. I don't think they'll get a whole show to themselves or anything, but I think they'll pop in and out. Maybe. I think. Grogu is so big of a character that... And also, where does his story lead? Because watching all this, as great as it is, does remind you of the outcome, which is Last Jedi. You know, Luke was going to kill... Well, for a split second, he was going to take down his nephew... And then Kylo Ren destroys his whole Jedi Academy or something. And so is Grogu dead? You know? Which I highly doubt it. Disney won't let that be his fate. So I kind of hope, I believe, and I want to believe that maybe those rumors about Disney using the shows to kind of like steer away from those sequel trilogy movies and kind of have a new storyline.
Yeah.
With Grogu and Luke, and there's like this whole other thing going on. Maybe Ahsoka comes back, and we get this whole thing. Because that would be a cool, like, full circle, right? If Ahsoka with Luke, like Anakin's son.
Yeah.
That would be cool. But yeah, it's a cool year for Star Wars. Mandalorian was awesome. Ahsoka looks great. Rosario Dawson as Ahsoka is awesome.
Yeah, she was awesome.
She was perfect. I have my little stormtrooper back here. Let me show you. There you go. I don't know. It really was a good year for Star Wars. It never occurred to me until I read it and people were like, "Wow, like this is the year of Star Wars we got." And they put the images of like Ahsoka, and Clone Wars, and we got Mando, and I was like, "Damn, you know what? Like, I didn't even realize it, but this was a good year for Star Wars." Because I'm just so used to. I gave up. I was all out of Star Wars, and a lot of people were, and a lot of people were saying, you know what, like this. People are saying, thank you, John and Dave, for bringing back our love for Star Wars again, and I think that's awesome. So I'm not a big fan of all the shows that's coming out. I think there's too many where it's gonna wear itself thin.
I'll probably watch Bad Batch. Maybe, I don't know, but Ahsoka for sure and Boba Fett.
Yeah,
Bad Batch. I'm still like, I don't know yet.
Yeah, because there's so many shows right now. I think they're going to start splitting the audience thin, and the stories aren't going to mean as much. Because it's true. What makes Mandalorian so special, it's like it's the only live-action Star Wars show right now.
Yeah.
It's an event. It's special. Now, if you start making, I think there's like 15 projects of Star Wars. It was like 2 movies, and then the rest were like shows. That's a lot. It wears it out thin. You don't want it to become Marvel.
Who's doing the movies?
Well, right now, confirmed... Kevin Feige. I don't know if he's directing it, but he's like working on it. There's no confirmation on that, but Kevin Feige, Patty Jenkins is doing Rogue Squadron. So now we know it's just about pilots. It's like we're doing that again. I believe Taika Waititi. He's been talking about his movie.
Oh, yeah.
I hope he doesn't treat it like if it's a Thor: Love and Thunder, and I hope he treats it he respects it. I just hope he respects what it is. You know.
I'm a little worried about him.
Yeah, I like him as a filmmaker. Yeah,
he's good, and
I like that he's aware. He's self-aware of how he is. I just hope he doesn't try to do a Ryan Johnson or something and like disrespect what Star Wars is.
Yeah, it's not like Marvel is different. You can do what you want, but this is Star Wars.
Yeah, Marvel, you have hundreds of comics.
Yeah, but Star Wars, you have to follow a strict like.
Yeah, and that's what I respect about Mandalorian is Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. They're there to oversee everything. They get all the different directors, but they're all supporting a same vision and story. And that's one thing that the sequel movies didn't do. I mean, we can all agree that didn't work out, So, let's see. I mean, good year for Star Wars. It was exciting. We're a little late, I know, but we just wanted to give our thoughts on it just because it's Star Wars. We want to talk good about it when we can because that was really great.
It was.
That was really great. When Luke came out, I remember I ran downstairs and I went to watch it again with you to see your reaction because everybody's reaction was the same. It was like, is that like Ahsoka? And then, oh no, it is like we didn't want to believe it was Luke because we didn't think they were gonna pull that off. I really didn't think so. So that was cool. And it makes me wonder because there was a lot of controversy supposedly behind the scenes with the second half of this season. It makes me wonder if it's because Grogu leaves and there's a lot of old characters coming back. And
I think it was mostly Baby Yoda. In the sense of, we just lost our moneymaker.
Yeah.
Because Disney sees money.
Yeah, and maybe bringing back those characters.
I think it was mostly of him leaving Mando because Disney just sees money off of that.
Yeah, Baby Yoda.
They see money.
They've been making so much money off Baby Yoda.
That's all they care about is the money.
Yeah, I love the name too, Grogu. I think that's a great name.
Yeah, it's cool.
It grows on you. At first you're like, oh, Grogu. But then as you keep saying it, I think it's pretty great.
I say both Baby Yoda or Grogu.
Yeah, and Jon Favreau said you can call him Baby Yoda. It's okay. So we're okay. We're in the clear.
Yes.
Thank you, Master.
Thank you.
So yeah, guys, if you definitely watch the Mandalorian season 2, like making the Star Wars gallery, the Mandalorian gallery, Disney gallery, that was pretty cool. Let's see.
Yeah, I kind of liked how they just did it in one.
Just one document, like an hour and a half long or something.
I guess the first one was more
about the directors.
And just want to talk about it.
Yeah. This one's kind of the same, but it was definitely more in-depth on the behind-the-scenes. Kind of like a documentary.
It's crazy how they made those robots.
I know. Those droids were real. That was crazy.
Those are just tall people.
Yeah. It
was stunt people, but then they just CGI the rest.
I know.
When I saw them walking, I was like, what?
I know.
They made that. Like, how the fuck did they make that?
I love how everything's practical in the show.
That screen, that new screen that they're using.
Everything's practical. Just so many callbacks.
And also, too, like, you see the vibe difference.
Oh, yeah. When you see the vibe on set, everybody's happy. Everybody's feeling good. Star Wars fans.
Because you should watch that making and then go watch the, like, Last Jedi making.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It was awkward.
And you see how it's such a different vibe.
There was, like, tension.
Because I feel like there was moments in the Last Jedi making where they kind of didn't really like Ryan Johnson.
Yeah.
Like that costume guy didn't like him.
There was, like, a weird... And Rise of Skywalker was the same way. It was like, you can tell J.J. Abrams felt defeated at that point.
No, he didn't care.
You can tell he was, like, just doing the favor for, like, Lucasfilm and Disney and just like, all right, let's try to fix this what we can. And it's pretty sad.
Because in Last Jedi, like, you see, like, the costume guy, like, looking at the writing, like, what are you saying? Like, what?
Yeah, it was weird. But here, everybody's a Star Wars fan. Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, literally all the main plot points in the show, there's, like, callbacks to the small Easter eggs in the original movies. Like, the dragon from Tatooine and New Hope, it's the big dragon here in the first episode, episode 2. And if there's, like, a droid in the background in Empire Strikes Back, that droid is a pivotal part in this show. So it's like they're really drawing and getting... It's such detail to what Star Wars is, and I love that. While also adding new characters and making it their own. And I don't know. I think this is how it should be done. And I'm all for them retconning the movies by doing some shows. It maybe do these shows and then start leaning into an animated show with Luke and do the sequels...
Because Mark Hamill will do the voice.
And even if he didn't, even if he didn't, it would be like the Clone Wars. You can do a Clone Wars show, but instead of for the prequels, you're doing it for the sequels. What better way to end it like that, you know? And then
it'll just suck though.
You'll have I mean, it'll be better than what we have now, which is nothing. But that would be really cool, I think, because just really close off the story how it should have been closed off.
But I
don't know if they'll go that far. I don't know if they'll go that far.
Because that's admitting that they were wrong.
Yeah, and that's a tough thing. It's a tough thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, guys, that's our Star Wars take episode. We're gonna have more episodes throughout the week. I want to jump on everything Cyberpunk, and we saw Soul as well, so we want to talk about that. But yeah, guys, happy to be back on the show. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you for watching. If you're watching us on YouTube, if you're listening to us on the podcast format, thank you so much. So the next episode, check us out on Cruzin Streams on Twitch. We reached affiliate. It's been awesome. It's been great. It's been a lot of fun. Thank you guys. Till next one. Goodbye.